One of the swing characteristics that you might notice on the golf course or the driving range is what we will call loss of posture. Now I'm going to have Blas here get into position and demonstrate what loss of posture swing characteristic looks like. So as he goes through his backswing, he's got his hips in a nice flex position. Now as he commits to the swing, you'll see that he'll lose his hip position and stand up out of that swing position, which is going to affect the flight path of the ball. So a couple things that you can do to help improve the loss of posture. One is improve shoulder and hip separation. All right? During the swing, it's very important to create distance as you have the shoulders rotate back and maintain hip position. Another thing that you can do to help improve loss of posture is to look at improving hip and core strength. So having a good center mass, strong, stable center mass, will go ahead and help with this swing characteristic. And the last thing we really want to look at is, again, isolating out for core stability. And that's what's going to help you keep position during the dynamic movement of the golf swing. So the first exercise we're going to do to help improve core and hip strength is what we would do with a bridge. So typically this is something that you'll see somebody do on the floor, but here I'm going to have Blas do a bridge with his shoulders on the Core-Tex and his feet flat on the floor. So again, using the Core-Tex and its ability to move in all three planes of motion, we're going to challenge his ability to stabilize and control the hips as he goes through this bridging motion. So Blas, go ahead and scoot up just a little bit more. Good, perfect. So his feet are going to be flat, pointing straight ahead. Hip, knee, and shoulder are going to be in line, and you'll see here he's going to keep the platform floating. What I mean by that, he's not going to butt it up against the base, but he is going to raise and lower his hips, keeping a nice, strong, stable position from shoulder through the hip. So as he comes up, he's going to control the spine, up and down, nice and controlled movement. Control, feet are flat on the ground. Again, I'm watching also for hip, knee, and toe alignment, making sure that his knees don't buckle in or his feet don't flare in or out during the motion. Now the next exercise I'm going to have Blas do is basically a hip rotation with opposite shoulder reach. So now I'm going to get him off of the Core-Tex from his back. He's going to go ahead and stand on the Core-Tex now. As he secures the base, he's going to stand on both hands on the rail. What he's going to do here is going to keep one hand on the railing. He's going to get his nice athletic position, or what I might tell my clients as a 5-iron position that's going to promote a nice hip hinge. And he's going to counter rotate his hips relative to an arm and shoulder reach. So keeping this same forward lean, he's going to rotate the hips. As you'll see here, hips are rotating right as he's going to rotate and reach his right arm under. So again, as his arm is reaching up, his hips are going to rotate to the opposite direction. I do want to keep the same angle through the spine from hip and shoulder, but he is going to rotate as he brings the hip one side to the next. And of course, he would do this on both sides. The next exercise I'm going to have him do is basically a squat with a rotation. So with both hands on the railing, he's going to keep a nice athletic position again, good bend in the ankles, knees, and hips, nice tall spine, head's in a nice neutral position. Now I'm just going to go ahead and have Blas here go ahead and squat, and as he squats, he's going to rotate, right? So you saw two separate motions, but I'm going to have him do more of a corkscrew to where he's going to load and unload. So he's going to wind and he's going to unwind. So he's putting both the rotation and the squat into one single winding and unwinding motion, or what I might tell some of my clients, it's going to screw and unscrew just like you would a bottle right here, down and up. So keeping his feet under his hips, he's not going to go too crazy as far as how far he's going to rotate. One thing that you can do to increase the demand or increase the demand for stability is go from two hands to one hand. So here he's going to go through the same rotary motion, keeping the one hand on the railing, down and up. So he's doing a really good job keeping the feet under the hips, squatting, getting a good hip hinge, watching out for any kind of low back arch or rounding of the upper spine, and perfect. So here we've just gone through 3 motions that you can do to help with the swing characteristic of loss of posture.